now, and we'll get this thing going. All right, we go. Hey there, everybody. How y'all doing? All right. Well, thank y'all so much for coming in. Gonna do something that's been a minute since I've done one of these. I used to do these all the time, but I've never. This is the first time I've had this wonderful man. This is BaCon. Man, how are you doing? Thank you so much once again for coming on. I appreciate that, man. Taking time out of your busy schedule. I appreciate it. But how are you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm great. It's Friday,
I
good
know.
cheer and all,
I
So
know. It's awesome. Yes.
what could be better than talking about Transformers?
Nothing. Nothing at all. But I appreciate everybody coming in. Looks like Delroy. Thank you so much for stopping. That's a cool name. Maui's in. Thank you so much for stopping by, y'all. We'll get this thing started. Like I said, it's round 30. Basically, what this is, I know you've watched Patriot Prime, you've watched Kato, you've done, they've done that stuff. But this is just a chance to get to, know people in the, collector world, to get to, we know what we like with them, because they're collectors. We like Transformers, but you also get to, get to know the person as well too. Because I don't always ask Transformer questions. I ask them, not personal, not too personal, but just some, stuff to get to the, know people and everything. So, first question is, how long have you been collecting? Now, I know, how long have you been collecting as an adult? Because kids, we don't really collect; we just get toys. But how long have you been collecting as an adult?
Uh, Probably as long as I've been an adult. Quantify collecting. Does that include records and tapes and?
Oh, yeah, well, that's a good point. Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, because I collected basketball cards, football cards. I collected CDs, and all that stuff. How long have you been collecting Transformers? We'll just keep making it a little easier for that.
Transformers, I think I started in 98.
Okay, very nuts.
Or it was actually, it was eBay. It was because of eBay. The first time I heard about eBay,
the devil.
Somebody told me about this place you could buy anything online, and I bought a Transformer.
Nice. Do you remember which one was your first one? I remember mine.
The Transmetals Optimus Primal.
Oh, nice. Mine was G1 Ultra Magnus. You thought my favorite character, Starscream, you thought it would have been him, but I saw him. He was like, didn't have the box, but he's complete, and I got him for like $25. I was like, okay, heck yeah. And man, that just started it. I kept finding more G1 stuff and just like, oh man, come on now.
Yeah, well, I came in with the Beast Wars, so for me that was like, oh, they have toys for this? Awesome.
What got you into? Did you collect? Did you have G1 stuff, or did you just come in automatically at Beast Wars? Is that when you started noticing Transformers?
Well, I knew about the Transformers and stuff, and I just, for whatever reason, I didn't keep up with it by the time I got older, and I didn't really keep up with toys at all. It was because of my job. I was a software developer.
Oh, okay.
And I was working for this for America Online, actually, and we were using these computers by this company called Silicon Graphics.
Okay.
And they made the computers that Mainframe, the company who did Beast Wars, rendered and realized all these they were super advanced server computer things that run Unix. And anyway, so long story short, everyone at work was talking of, man, did you see this? They did the whole show on these Silicon Graphic things, and I watched it.
Awesome.
I was just blown away by the show, and I became hooked on it. And so, I kept watching the show for a while before, somebody, also at work was like, hey, did you see this eBay thing? You can buy anything on it.
Yeah. So you can buy tires. It's Walmart online. Basically,
it was really rinky dink back then, man. I mean, it was almost like, should I put my money
in here? Yeah, do I trust these people? You're giving, because they didn't have was PayPal? I don't think PayPal was even around that time. Whenever
PayPal was around, they were called X.com.
Oh, okay.
X.com, and they started out with a checking account. I'm somewhere around here. I still have the checks.
I remember paying. What did I use? I don't know what I used to use the first time. I think it was like you could pay with money order. You could pay with a check. I don't think you can do that anymore. But I remember paying. I remember going to the post office and getting money orders and sending the money to them. And then they would send the thing. Man, Alex B, thank you so much for the $5, man. I appreciate that, man. I'll get you later on with a little thing. But yeah, I remember going to the post office and getting money orders and paying for eBay stuff, I think. Wow, man. That's
Yeah, Dems was the days, nickels and dimes.
It was, man. That's awesome. So yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, so you just got into Beast Wars and everything, then you got all that stuff. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, so
and obviously, right after the Beast Wars, we had the Beast Machines, which I kept up with, and then by then, and that's actually how I got involved with T-Formers. But we'll get involved.
Okay, cool. That's cool. So you collected. So you've been collecting since then. So you've collected probably every line since then, right? Have you skipped any lines or anything like that, or you've gone straight through and collected everything?
Yeah, I've kept up with everything. I think pretty much that that I was interested in.
Yeah, exactly. Remember doing COD? Yeah, yep. Yeah, I just remember it now that since you mentioned it, I was like, man, I didn't use PayPal back then. They didn't have PayPal. They was called that and everything. I remember going, just getting that stuff, man. Man, so old, so old. All right, man. Second question is, so other than Transformers, do you collect anything else, or is it just mainly Transformers that you collect?
Well, I mean, I'm also a fan of other Japanese toys like Henshin Side. For some reason, I'm kind of a Takara whore. I love Microman and Henshin Cyborgs, and I get into Bandai and stuff with Ultraman and those vinyl kaiju dolls. Those monster figures. I love that stuff.
But I mean, is Transformers I guess your main goal? I mean, is that what you mainly collect?
Oh yeah. It's we're talking about single percents for those other guys. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. No, I just say on the back of it, just all thinking Transformers. Nice, very nice. But that's I mean, that's mainly what I collect. There's a couple other things here and there, but my wife says I'm only supposed to collect one line. Kind of stretch that out with some other stuff like 5-2 Toys they are Transformers, but they're not really Transformers. So every time she sees one of them, I'm like, no, look, it's a cube and it transforms into something. I like when she's
talking about He-Man or any of that. I like she's transforming He-Man.
Well, she knows what the label, with the box and everything. So she's like, I don't see Transformers on there. That's not a Transformer. And I'm like, well, it kind of is, but it isn't. So, but anyways, but yeah, that's cool. Awesome. So yeah, thank y'all so much for coming in. Really appreciate everybody coming in. I mean, if I don't say your name, I apologize. But thank y'all so much for coming in and watching this, man. Really appreciate it. I'm trying to do more. If anybody wants to get on one of these, definitely hit me up and we'll try to get you on here, man. All right, so we're going to talk about T-Formers. So how long have you been running T-Formers? Or how long has it been going?
Well, T-Formers has been around for 20 years, believe it or not.
My golly. That is awesome.
And so awesome. Kind of in the same way that I started getting into eBay and looking at the internet for ways to collect toys.
Okay.
To feed my addiction.
And
the internet became kind of a popular thing. I started selling stuff. So T-Formers actually started out as an online store where I was selling Beast Wars and Beast Machines and Rid figures and I actually did some Motu and so Star Wars and other things at the time. Simpsons figures. Remember the Playmates, those stupid things.
Oh yeah. I remember those. I remember that. I remember the game. I love the Simpsons game, man. That was a pretty fun game too, as well. So to go off on that question is, well, I guess you kind of answered it too. Why did you start T-Formers? I mean, like I said, it's 20 years. I mean, so you're looking at 2002. Why did you want to start up a site yourself?
Well, actually, we're going into 21 years now. It was in 2001 that I started.
Oh, okay, 21.
Well, I started selling mainly to sell stuff, and at the time it was a novelty. Really, people seemed to be more interested in finding out that things were coming out. So when I put something out like, hey, next month we're going to have the new RID deluxe figures, blah, 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 blah. People would go apeshit over that. So I just kept putting up it became kind of, like the way I promoted the store. And then I got burned out selling stuff. I mean, running a actual retail thing where you were shipping stuff and stuff. It was decently successful. It made money, but it was exhausting. So
time consuming. Yeah, very. I mean,
and I had a good job, and me and my wife were doing it at night on the weekend. So after a heavy Christmas, we were like, that's enough. So I just kept doing the site because I met all these great people, and here we are.
Man, that's just like, I just wanted to do something, and but the new RID stuff, which is is wild. To think about it, that's over 20 years now. I think that was 2001. Yeah, I meant that's what got me into Transformers again as an adult. Was RID. I walked in Walmart. I was getting my oil change, and the toys were back in the car department stuff and everything with all the music and everything. And I saw it. I saw Bruticus. I saw the van. What was his name? The twin brothers, whatever, looked like one looked like X-Bron, all those.
X-Bron and Sideburn and I can't remember the police car's name.
Megatron. Megatron turned into 6 things. I was like, what is this? Because I knew about Beast Wars. I watched Beast Wars on Fox Kids and stuff. I was in high school. I graduated right when Beast Wars came in, and I just didn't really pay much attention to it and everything. And then when I was in the Army, I was over in Germany. I saw Beast Wars Transformer figures. I was like, oh, that's cool, but I didn't get any. But then when I got out, and like I said, I saw that, and I was like, RID brought me back into it, and it was really exciting. They got some really good toys, and I'm glad we're getting some newer kind of updated scale ones.
They're not as chug as everyone would like them to be, but they're really good toys. I think everything in that series was excellent.
The Optimus Prime is really good. Skybot is fun. I mean, there's some Scourge. Scourge is a really good one. I mean, there are some good ones.
Everybody loves that Scourge, but there was some carryover garbage like that. Air Attack Optimus Primal.
That was Beast Machine. Yeah, then there was they had the 3-pack with Skunk. The Skunk one.
I know you're.
It was weird. It was all over the place. So there was still it brought back cars, but they were still sprinkling in some Beast Wars.
Well, those were the characters that were in the cartoon carried over from car robots. So they had to find a way that they could kind of stick them in there, and I believe those were also characters popular in the Japanese Beast Wars. So
Oh, DJ says
I think at that time it was hard for Hasbro. They were really trying to scramble, how to reincorporate these things that they were going to import, because that was that the first time they did it? I think that was the first show that came the other way, right? Where originally G1 went to Japan, but now you had Red coming over from Japan.
I have yet to see all of I've seen a couple here and there on YouTube, but I never saw. I think it was played on, I want to say Fox Kids, maybe. I remember it having a little. So I remember it being played, but I never watched the episodes. I've seen a couple, like I said, just a sprinkle in there, but I've never watched it. But DJ made a good point, like the Megatron still holds up. Yeah, I think, man, if they did an updated version of that Megatron and the Galvatron, man, I like both of those molds.
Those are great toys. But the show, oh god,
I don't remember.
Car Robots was even more tedious than.
Was it? Okay. So. I remember Skybot was kind of annoying a little bit. He was kind of, I don't know. He just had a weird, I don't know. I had to go back and watch it.
He was the Starscream in the show, I guess, or something.
Yeah, okay, that was it. But you would think I'd like that then, because I love Starscream. But I remember Skybot had just a different kind of voice, and he was just going on. But anyway, man, I could talk about RID forever. All right, man. So like I said, got through the T-form and everything. Man, 21 years, man. That's awesome. That is so cool. So, next question. I know. Hey, man, that's really. I mean, you're with one of you're one of the
longer
ones.
I never in my wildest dreams, probably well into 2005 or 6, until we really saw that the movie was going to come out and be a big deal. It was like, what? I didn't even tell people I was involved with this stuff. It was like, what? You got toys, man? You're kind of weird, dude. And you're grown up. And now it's huge.
It's successful. Hard to believe. I don't want. I mean, back then, people like us would hide our collections. which I didn't. I never did. I didn't care. I mean, it's my money. I'll buy whatever I want to, But a lot of people
I
were
didn't
kind of in the
bring stuff to
closet.
work, but after about 2012 or so, I started bringing stuff to work and having
I
it
did
on
too.
my desk and things.
Yeah. People, but the people who walk by my desk be like, "Oh, I remember that guy. I remember Devastator. I had an
And now
Optimus
they
Prime
do
and
everywhere.
everything."
You see a picture of people at work, they got toys all over the place.
Yeah, I know. And then people would ask me, do you leave your toys out? I'm like, yeah, because I would only take up, cheap stuff, like little Hasbro Legends and stuff and everything. So I didn't mind to leave it up there. But yeah, now everybody, you walk through and you see people with bobbleheads, you see people with Marvel Legends and just lots of stuff on there and everything. That's everybody's bringing out the nerd. I guess it's cool to be a nerd, but it's like, whatever.
Well, you guys grew up with that stuff, I mean.
Yeah, that's true. See if I missed anybody's question, I apologize. If you want to save your questions for BaCon after I get done, I'll definitely ask them and everything. So who is your favorite character, and why is he or she your favorite character?
Well, I mean, that shouldn't be hard to answer. Optimus Prime.
I do see some behind you. I do see some behind you.
In a weird way, I didn't really kind of decide one day, I'm just going to focus on Optimus Prime. I did this project where we wrote up this big thing for
That's true. That is true, Kato.
Hey, it's great that we're all kind of growing up and we're now getting over the hump.
Yeah.
In our grayer years here as collectors and stuff. So hallelujah to everybody. Exactly. Anyways, speaking of getting gray, so I don't know if you know, and I mentioned this on other shows. Super 7 started out as a magazine.
Yeah.
Originally. And I was involved with that. Those guys are local here in San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I kind of did the Transformers part for them for some of the first few issues. And they wanted to do this epic thing. So we came up with this idea to cover all, by then it was the 20th anniversary of the Transformers. So they came up with this idea to cover all of the Optimus Prime toys that had been done for the first 20 years of the Transformers.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
And so I was collecting everything back then. I just started, researching all of those things and looking into it and meeting people who collected Optimus Prime and finding all of the things that were Optimus Prime and learning about all of it. And it just kind of took off from there. I never really stopped. And then at some point, probably in the late 00s, it was like, well, do I spend all my money on this or that? And do I have room for this or that? And it went in that direction. And here I am today.
Very nice. Yeah, the room thing, man. As you can see behind me, I'm packing because we're moving eventually. We're moving
oh my goodness,
September.
I can't even imagine moving.
Dude, I have boxes everywhere. I have everything. There's crap everywhere here. There's crap in another room. We have a spare bedroom, and there's just stuff everywhere. It's gonna be a pain in the butt to get everything, man. I highly don't recommend anybody moving. If you can stay there. But yeah, we're moving one more time.
And never move.
Yeah, we're moving one more time, and I'm hoping that will be it.
Well, I have the really bad habit of because I've been doing these writing about the stuff is I keep the boxes too. So as you can see behind me, I have all these boxes. It's
I don't know why. I don't see myself selling anything anytime soon, so I don't know why. I'm going to start chunking the like official stuff, like War for Cybertron stuff, which I really don't want to because the box art on those are really. I may just cut the front of them off and just keep it because the box art is really beautiful. Like behind you can see the Siege stuff and everything, and their artwork is just really nice.
Yeah, man, look what they did here.
Yeah, it's awesome. You can just light them up.
How can you throw this away, people?
I know, man. But man, it takes up a lot of space, man. Man, thank you, Kato.
Because I'm just doing.
I appreciate that, man.
It's. I feel like And it's almost kind of an oxymoron. I'm the archivist now. I'm the archivist archiving the archivist,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Kata, I'll get y'all. I'll Alex one too as well. I'll get y'all in a second, man. All right. So now we're gonna move on to a couple questions that are not really Transformer related. What is your? Do you like ice cream? And what is your favorite ice cream?
Mm. I do like ice cream.
Nice.
I don't know. If I had to choose, lately it's been the chocolate peanut butter.
Oh, okay, very nice. I like chocolate chip. Chocolate chip is one of my favorite. I like chocolate, but I like for some reason. Now they have a chocolate with chocolate chips now, and that's diabetes just rolled up into an ice cream cone. But
oh god,
it's so good. It's so
well,
good.
it's you're over the hill already once you're hitting that chip.
Yeah, that is true. That is so true. So chocolate
but there's
peanut
hardly
butter.
an ice cream I wouldn't eat.
That's true. Well, I wouldn't eat I don't like mint.
That's funny, man. I don't like mint either.
Yeah, I don't like the green whatever. And if they put
mint chocolate chip or
no, I can't stand that. I just don't. It tastes like toothpaste in ice cream.
Mint or peppermint, I just don't jive with me.
I cannot do that. I like peppermint by itself. I just don't like it in my ice cream and everything. Okay. All right. So chocolate peanut butter is your favorite. I'm going to mark that down and use that for later. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So this question, don't want anything bad to happen to you. I'll tell this every time when I say that's this question. If you could have one last meal on your last day on Earth, what would that last meal be? Like I said, I don't want anything bad to happen to you. So what's your favorite food that you would like to have on the last day?
It would probably be barbecue.
Oh, good choice. Good choice. Like what? Like what are we talking about? Ribs? Or are we talking about pork? Pulled pork? What are we talking about? Are we talking about?
Now you're making me decide.
There's a lot of different. You got brisket. There's a lot of good.
And then you got the St. Louis style and the Texas style and the North Carolina style.
That's true. You got Memphis. I'm close to Memphis, and we have some really good barbecue. Kansas City's got some. I've never been to Kansas City, but man, I would love to go up there and try their barbecue. I heard they're really good. But you got St. Louis. So. Yeah, that's another one. Does California? I don't know. Is California known for barbecue? I don't know.
There's actually places around that are really good, but I wouldn't say you'd be riding down the road and if you saw a barbecue place, you should stop.
Okay, I can take that. Okay,
probably not. I'd have to say probably really good ribs if they were top notch.
Nice. That's a good choice. Yeah, ribs but I do love a good pulled pork sandwich, man, or chicken too. Either one.
We have a place right down the road here that runs out of a train car. You can't sit in there or anything.
Awesome. Man, that's the best ones.
Thank you.
Now, what kind of where do they where are they from? Do you know where they're from or anything like that? Are they from Texas or some area? Where are they?
He's a local guy, but they do more of like a Southwest style with the dry rub.
Okay. Oh, I like dry rub. Yeah, there's some good stuff, man. Oh, that's good, man. Yeah, I like some good ribs, man. Shoot, I might tell my wife to make stop and by and get some barbecue or something like that. We got a place called what's it called? Hog Heaven, I think is what it's called. And they make some really good stuff. And it's man. Good choice. That is a good choice.
I miss it. It's because of the pandemic. The place isn't open all the time, and they sell out in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. All right, man. So now we'll get back to a little. Okay, now this is kind of a funny one. I'm probably gonna get some hate for this one. So, who killed Optimus Prime, and why do you think it was Hot Rod? I'm just kidding. Now, I know Optimus Prime was going to be like, seriously, even if he watches this, I don't know if he watches my stuff, but he's going to be like, come on now. I just do that stuff. But I meant, do you think, I know it was Hasbro that killed Optimus Prime, but who do you think killed Optimus Prime? Really?
I think it was Ultra Magnus, man.
It could have been.
It's just like with JFK, man. It had to be Lyndon B. Johnson because of the government contracts, right?
Exactly. You know what? I don't get
Prime. He wants peace and shit, but Ultra Magnus was like, "Man, we got those contracts, dude. That's billions."
Man, I see this meme all the time where it shows Hot Rod shooting the ship with his, his side things, and then it shows him with the Megatron, in a headlock. It's like, why didn't you use your blasters, man? And I'm like, you know what? As a kid, you didn't think about that, but now I'm just like, why did he not use his blasters? I mean, he could have just, I don't know, but it's a funny meme. It's a funny meme. All right.
Well, what I think is kind of rotten, and I would be interested to see if that thing with killing off the main hero was a kind of a reboot opportunity for a plot line, but
yeah,
or if that started with Prime, because now they do it all the damn time.
Nobody cares. It don't have the
in
same
every
impact.
show ever since then, and they've done it with all these other superheroes. They've got rid of Superman for a little while, and let's make everybody mad, and then we'll bring him back, and I love it.
It just doesn't have the impact, like you said, the 2009, the Darker the Moon? No, Revenge of the Fallen. I don't think it really didn't have the same impact on kids as it did us. Because I don't know, I don't think Transformers in 2007 meant as much, or 2009 meant to kids as much as 1986 meant to us, as far as Transformer wise.
Oh well, I think part of it is just for me growing up as a kid and all the shows I watched. You kind of had this kind of reinforcing aspect where you watched the new shows on Saturday morning, right? You had the new season.
Yeah.
And then you came home from school and you were watching the repeats in the afternoon. So you were into that thing, man. You were seeing some of these episodes like 20 times in a few years or whatever. And you were always kind of connecting the dots between the characters and the lines and sharing the sayings with your friends at school and shit like that.
That's true. You had more of a connection. You had more of a connection because, I mean, you didn't see Optimus Prime dying. You didn't see Duke dying. You didn't see He-Man dying. And then when you go to the movies, expecting to see a great movie or anything, and the first 15 minutes you're seeing all the characters you grew up with get knocked off like it's nothing. You're like, what the hell is this? Why are they doing this? And now you can understand this, to sell more toys. I can understand that. But back then, you're just like, I actually cried. I mean, I cried. I went to the theater I watched in August. I left crying. I was like, what the hell just happened? This is Optimus Prime just died.
That's in the time of TV, you didn't have 30, 40, 50, 20 properties you were keeping up with now, right?
Yeah.
Now everybody watches everything. And I think the other thing that's easy to forget is it was the other way around then. You just pointed out. You were all into the TV show, and the movie was something that kind of was added onto that. Now, I think Hasbro has the opposite problem. They can't get anyone to watch the series, so by the time they come into the movie, that's the whole thing, lock, stock, and barrel. They either love it right there on the spot or they're out. And I haven't seen the popularity of the movies translate into any of the shows. Have you? I mean, it seems like they must be really frustrated with that.
I don't think so. I mean, well, they're so different. The Netflix series was nothing. They're trying to go back to the G1 stuff because that's what sells. Everybody knows G1 is going to sell. So that's why they keep putting out Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Megatron. I mean, I'm kind of tired. I'm getting tired of seeing Optimus Prime all the time. I'm tired of seeing Starscream all the time. Well, not really, but I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why the Netflix. I mean, I think the Netflix series did okay, but I mean, Bay actually left probably a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. With this series. Which, I'm glad they're moving on from him. I appreciate what he did. He brought Transformers to another level. But I think a lot of people, now when you watch him, you're just like, what the heck is this? Sometimes you're just like, man, he just.
Yeah, they're still on cable all the time. And I'm flipping through and I'll leave it on for CBS. Like 5 minutes. And it's just like, I can't keep up. What the crap is going on?
The last one, the last night, that had like 5 plots going on at one time. I mean, 5. You're just like one thing this way, one thing's happening this thing, one thing's going. You're just like, I mean, they just threw stuff at the wall and hoping things were sticking. That's what we're going to go with it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You beat me to it. I was just going to say there were so many, like, just
I mean,
bad jokes and bad things that didn't work. It was almost like
it was so long.
I think what those movies really have done the worst at is trying to springboard all of these young comedians and actors and stuff.
That's true. That's true. I mean, but the first one, I can still watch them. I mean, I'll sit there like you said you do. They're showing on TBS, TNT all the time. I'll sit there and flip through, and I'll start watching them again. Like the first one, the first three, I can pretty good. 4, is getting there, and then 5, like I said, it's just like you have 5 different things going on, and you don't know what's really going on. And then you throw in who was the old guy? They threw him in.
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins, like really? Does Anthony Hopkins even know what Transformers is?
No,
and
he just like he openly admitted he's like, I have no idea what this movie's about.
It was like Orson Welles. They threw him in as Unicron. He had no freaking clue what Transformers were. And you throw in Hopkins, and they're just like, why are you throwing in Anthony Hopkins?
I did watch some of the last night recently, and it was the scene where he comes in and they go to his mansion or whatever, and there's that woman there, and just how strained the acting is and the jokes they're trying to crack, and
I know it was
Mark Wahlberg to me is just cannot be taken seriously for a moment. It's like, come on, man, this is just bad on top of bad, more bad.
Then the little headmaster was trying to be. It was
with Cog, which I really loved the idea of him being kind of this like slightly malfunctioning bastard, but
but it was just a mixture with, like you said, with Mark Wahlberg and everything. It's just like, what in the hell am I watching? I mean, it's just like when they went down and he threw in the fish and he went fishing for them and stuff. It's like, what in the hell is this? I mean, this has nothing to do.
He goes and he starts duking it out with what's his name? Cake, or just so many mistakes. If someone had come in and said, just get rid of all of that. Focus on the mythic knight stuff, which I liked. I actually thought out of all the movies, which when I first heard about the knight thing, I was like, no. But when I saw the designs and the figures, I thought they did a great job. And if they had just kind of stuck with that and made it more sci-fi, the kind of potty humor thing they kept falling back on.
Michael Bay was doing some good cocaine on that stuff, man. He was doing some bad stuff. But anyway, all right. So let's go on. Okay, so let me see if I can ask. So, what do you think? I was going to say, what do you think of the fandom? But where do you see Transformers in the future? Let's just say from 10 years from now, do you think Transformers are going to be around, and where do you think we'll be at with Transformers?
Well, I think by now they've kind of pretty much done what any high quality popular culture brand wants to do, where they kind of have a long enough tail or enough longevity that they can span at least one generation or 2 generations. So you have parents introducing their kids to these things. Mm-hmm. So I think it's kind of here to stay. I don't think tomorrow's going to come and it's going to fade away and nobody will ever talk about it. I think it'll quiet down at times, and it'll kind of get more popular again at other times, like we see around when the movies come. But there's definitely a lot of fatigue, like you were saying earlier, where it's like, how many times can we go through this?
Redo Optimus Prime, and it's like
and redo these characters. But I think actually the future really is going to follow whatever's going to be popular in entertainment. And if we ever go into this VR or metaverse thing, I hate to look at all of that and think that one day you and I are going to be sitting here and in a metaverse. And if that happens, of course, what are we going to buy for our suits? Transformers, probably.
Probably. Exactly.
And then that becomes the next thing. So I think that'll always be there. Whatever generations, you were brought up with and your parents introduced you to, or you got introduced to your friends and you're into. I think that's here to stay for Transformers. And it'll continue to go with games and things. But I wish, and like a lot of us, is that these things would become as popular as Marvel and Star Wars, and we would get all the things that we want and in the right way, but they don't. But they're not doing it right in those properties either. Well, I don't know. I think Marvel is always amazing to me. I watch the movies. I'm like, they always got this shit so right on the mark. You never feel like, it's out of place, or even if the casting is kind of pushed a little to have a male or a female or, a gender, a different kind of
they still make the storyline. They still make the storyline. With all the Disney Plus, man, just like I watched Hawkeye just recently, it just came out. I loved Hawkeye. It was good. Everything they put out so far for Disney Plus, it's just awesome. And I love how it's, going along with the movie, storyline too as well. And it's just, backstories.
It pulls you in. All of the Iron Man movies, even the bad ones are totally watchable. Where
they're tolerable. They're tolerable. Yeah.
After 5 minutes of Transformers, it's like, next.
Well, let me ask you a question about that. I've asked this sometimes. Would you want a whole new cast, like a whole new, get rid of Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Starscream, Megatron? If they went in now, if they still had, you could still remember them. They'd be in in a different galaxy or something. If they brought us in some new characters, would you be game for that?
Well, yeah, as long as it's not as at the sacrifice of everything else, and I think that's probably one of the things they want to do with the Transformers. I think. For whatever reason, Bumblebee was supposed to be kind of a new parallel thing.
Oh, the movie? You're talking about the Bumblebee movie?
Yeah. I think that was supposed to be them kind of breaking out and saying, now we're going to have kind of both of these things going in parallel. Well, we'll start to have Bumblebee, and they made up a bunch of new characters just for that. Dropkick and
Shatter
and Shatter, and I think they want to do that, and I'm game for it. I wasn't a fan of the Bumblebee movie. I like.
Oh, really?
I love the Cybertronian segments, and
well, everybody did. Everybody. That's what we wanted as a movie. The first one, but Michael Bay came out. What did his 2007? Sure. That's what we wanted. With that first 10 minutes, that's what kind of movie. I don't know if I wanted it all of it as a movie. You still could, get some, character background, and everything, and then they go into Earth. Well, I kind of was hoping that maybe they wouldn't go to Earth maybe until the second or third movie. But, that's what everybody wanted, was that first 10 minutes. Everybody's like,
oh yeah, man. We'd kill for that. And we kind of have gotten it before, in the War for Cybertron, most recently, and Prime and things. And they know that they're not going to have a blockbuster movie with something like that. That's going to end up being
that's a good point.
Popular with fans, but it's not going to get. It's not going to be get your girlfriend to go with you to see it.
It's not going to bring the popcorn, watchers and everything. That's a good point, because and I don't know if I'm sure most adults that that are fans of Transformers know that they can't make a movie like the first 10 minutes and get the common people that don't know anything about Transformers to even be like, what is this? I might be wrong too. It may draw in everybody, because people love war movies. They love big robots. But I think at the first beginning, the reason why they didn't go that direction is just because it wouldn't bring in, like you said, your girlfriend or the common, person that doesn't know anything about Transformers. They just wouldn't know what it was,
Oh, no question about it. I mean, for better or worse, and I think they did the right thing. The movie Hollywood Transformers, they turned everything on its side. I don't know how much you can attribute the pop culture boom to that 2007 movie, but it seems like ever since then, we really are never looking back again. It's all tons and tons of popular culture.
Yeah, like I said, you may hate
sequel.
Yeah, like I said, you may hate Michael Bay for everything. That's fine, whatever. I like his movies, actually, to be honest. I love Armageddon. I like Bad Boys. I love most of his movies. I still tip my hat to Michael Bay. He did bring Transformers into the limelight. I mean, it made him a household name. So I have to give him
and
credit for
billions of
that.
dollars.
Exactly. And so hey man, he did something. He did something right. It may not be what we wanted as right, but he brought Transformers, and we got more stuff from that. So you have
Well,
to appreciate
and
that a little bit.
you can measure that pretty easily by just how hugely famous those people that were in those movies. I can't believe, that you got guys like Josh Duhamel and Shia
Shia
LaBeouf,
LaBeouf,
who was
Megan Fox.
arguably an well-established actor well before Transformers. He was in a lot.
Oh yeah, he was.
But you have all these almost fly-by-night people, like Megan Fox and stuff, who now are just they're so huge you can't ever hardly do, a search and their names don't come up in the news and things like that. It's almost like they can't get away from being this Transformers actor,
Exactly. I think that's why most of them quit and everything. But all right, so got one more question, and then after this one, if anybody else has a question for BaCon, definitely ask it. We'll see if he wants to answer it. So, where do you see T-Formers? I mean, since you've been around for 21 years, where do you see it from 5 years from now? Do you think you'll still be doing it?
I don't know. I don't see why it would stop.
That's true. I hope it don't. I really hope it doesn't.
I don't physically wake up the first of every year and go, "Oh my God, I can't believe they're doing it. How are we going to stay alive?" Somehow it's just continue to be fun and engaging and interesting. And, just like we've kind of mentioned a few times, we've had some of these characters come at us, so many times. It's funny because today I was looking at that we're talking about the movies because I was looking through all of the Transformers Optimus Prime movie figures I don't have. Wow. And it is just staggering, man. There are so many variants and different ones, and
you don't have them? Oh my goodness!
And even today, can you imagine? I mean, look at how many Megatrons they put out in the War for Cybertron. There's been
I got them all. I think there was at least
even when
8.
you get into there's 8, but then you get into the premium finish.
Oh yeah, the Netflix, you got the Netflix one, you got the G2 one, you got the show accurate one, you got the. I mean, you have, but then they had Siege, then you had Earthrise, so there's another one they can do more of, and it's like, oh my god! But what I bought them. I mean, it's my fault. I bought them. So I mean, it's just.
Oh, and I get most of that stuff too, but I'm just saying. So you start looking at all of this stuff, and it never ends. So 5 years from now, I just don't see this stuff calming down. The writing is not on the wall that it's over, folks. Go home. It's I hope and I imagine because they keep on pumping it out faster than ever, that Hasbro is making money on this stuff. I mean, to me, I don't know. I don't remember any other line than having more stuff and more repaints and somehow people loving it than the War for Cybertron. It's kind of insane, but nobody seemed to mind.
We still, third party helps a lot as well. And we keep getting third party.
And I buy that stuff too, guys.
Yeah. I mean, we still keep getting different versions, from, like Huff, we got a new Huffer from Fans Toys, and they find little ways just to make it a little more better, and we still buy it. Like I had a Huffer from BaCube. I still bought the Fans Toys one. Starscream, my God, there's different Starscreams. Megatron, they just keep, tweaking a little bit. Just like, they did with Earthrise, Prime, they got the Siege Prime, then you got the Earthrise Prime, tweaked it a little bit, but you still bought it, but it's mainly the same figure, same articulation, just about, all this stuff, but it made it look a little different. And they're just going to keep on doing that. I wonder how long people are going to go for that. Like, do I need another Optimus Prime? That really, because Earthrise is a really good one.
I think you kind of got onto something really important, and it was something I've really noticed in the 21 years, quote unquote, is that the magic thing about Transformers, and I think this is different from any other toy line out there, is that there's so many characters and there's so many different ones.
Yeah.
That there's something for everyone to identify with, whether you're tall or short or fat or skinny or smart or stupid or whatever. If you're a scientist or a hunter or a car mechanic, everyone can pick something and kind of find their little place in the Transformers. And then that new dimension, I think, that's come along in the last 5 or 10 years is now all of this third-party stuff, right? Where now you don't just have to be like the off-the-shelf retail collector where you kind of get kind of a compromised version from the show in a package. Now you've got these third-party guys and even licensed stuff going all the way up to that YOLO part madness.
Exactly.
Making things for adults that are really, really, really good. So now I think you can go in kind of 3 dimensions, right? You can go into the different series. You can go from a little Legends thing that's just, $10 or $20.
You got the what's the I don't want to say cheaper version, but Cyberverse. There's something, there's Cyberverse for kids, but they still got some really good ones. I picked up quite a few Cyberverse stuff, and they're really good. They're throwing in stuff, the blast effects. I think that's helping a lot. I love blast effects. I wish there would do more. I wish every Transformer came with a blast effect. It just really helps.
There you
it
go.
out.
So you got your budget, and then now you got your super luxury diamond studded. Isn't that the next thing somebody needs to do is like a solid gold diamond studded Transformer?
I hope so.
We've had almost everything.
Bedazzle? If they bedazzle the Transformer, come on now. I'm all on a bedazzle. But I mean, now they're going into, but they're going, they know that G1 is their bread and butter. They're always going to go back to G1. But now they're going into RID. They're going into, animated. They're going into Prime. So they have that whole 20 years, Armada, Cybertron. They're going back to these, and they're making them better. They're trying to make them better, which is cool. I want to see that. I would love for them to go back and redo animated. Some figures from animated and make them, give them better articulation, a little bit. And Prime, Armada, third parties going back with Armada, Fans Hobbies going back with Armada. So I'm love seeing this. So I think, like you said, you don't see this slowing down because they have so much material to work with now.
And I think we can see other signs that Hasbro is very good. To me, I don't mean to kind of put them down, but they're kind of a wise company. They don't innovate so much as kind of capitalize on what people want. Yeah. So, they weren't like the first ones to do the Tamagotchi, but once it became popular, they came out with their own Tamagotchi. So anyways, what we see is they're very good at kind of getting on the bandwagon when something becomes popular. Like, for me, 1 or 2 years ago when the first collaborative thing came out, I was like, wow, this is such a neat idea. I never heard. And then I started seeing everyone do it. The company my wife works for, they're doing these collaborative things with pop culture things. And now it's like, oh, okay, I see where this is coming from. It's just an industry move that they're going to do. Yeah. And now
they're doing Turtles. Yeah, I saw the Turtles doing the horror stuff now as Hunchback on stuff, and Transformers is doing it.
Are another example that they're willing to.
They're just rehashing stuff and everything, which I love. The Transformers. Most of the collaborative. The only ones I didn't get was the X-Men one, but the other ones I've gotten, and they're okay. The Jurassic Park was kind of a. But I like, the Ghostbusters one was pretty cool. They look really good in their boxes, to be honest.
No, for me, the prize is the Draculus one. I think they.
I love that one.
Home run right
there. That was a good one. To not give it a headmaster, and I love the cape. That's a good one. That Draculus was a really. Good
I wanted it to be an Optimus Prime, but that's okay. Really, they should have made it a Megatron. I thought.
Well, I'm waiting for them to do. Who was I going to say? Wolfman from Weird Wolf. I thought that's a perfect one they could do with that as well. So I love the display, like an old VHS box. That's a good one. The Dracula's one's probably one of my
I was
favorite
just going to
ones.
say, the packaging for that thing just blows me away. I love how they did that all, and you just slide it out, and he's right in there, and it looks
nice.
great.
Oh, we do need some MP rescue bots. Oh, if anybody has any questions, I'm done with my questions. Man, we've been on 50 minutes. I hope I don't want to keep you too long. I'm sorry. I know I say it's around 30 minutes.
No problem, man.
I don't want to keep you out. If you have something to do, I know it's a little earlier than where you're at. But
keep rolling.
Awesome. If anybody has any questions for BaCon, if you definitely hit me up in the comments and we'll ask them. Let me see if I want to thank everybody for coming in. I thank y'all so much for stopping by just to watch me, and watch me interview a young man. I just call him young man. I was going to say young sexy man, but I don't, whatever. But thank y'all so much for coming in. I see everybody's coming in. If anybody got any questions, like I said, keep him. I just got here. Well, okay, Professor D. I'll try to keep him, but I want to keep him forever.
Just got here. Let's start from scratch. No.
He says, "What's your favorite Sour Patch Kid?" Sour Patch Kids. I don't like Sour Patch Kids, so I don't know. But do you have a favorite one?
Oh man, I hate sour candy. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't either. I don't. I mean, I don't. I eat it, but I don't care for it. I don't like gummy, like the gummy bears and gummy worms and stuff. I'm not really a big fan of that stuff.
I'm good with sweet, but sour, man, that candy, that shit, that stuff's painful. I do not like it.
There you go. Okay, Chris. So, what is your favorite cartoon outside of Transformers?
Oh my gosh, man! I just love Rick and Morty so much.
Okay.
I'm sorry if that says bad things about me, but
no.
To me, that's the best cartoon ever made.
Awesome. All right, then Alex asked, "What are you drinking?"
Sierra Nevada Celebration.
There you go.
Fresh hop ale.
There you go. That's what he's drinking. I guess you don't think he's
this is good stuff if you can find
Let's see. Oh, let me play real quick for the chat. Whatever the things I got to play two of them. One for Alex and one for Mr. Cato. Let me see where's my stuff at. There we go. I haven't done a live in a minute, so I forget stuff. So let me. This one is for. This is for Alex. Let me get this one right here. There you go. There's my dog. And for Cato, here you go.
Oh, wait. I love the smell of new Transformers. Oh, child.
There you go. Thank y'all so much for that. That was awesome. Let me see. How do I get back on the comments? Okay. Let's see. Amy, back at questions. Stay away from spicy sweets. They are the worst. Probably so. Yeah. Thank you so much, David, for stopping by. Appreciate that. But if y'all do have any questions for BaCon, if not, then I guess we'll end the little thing. But man, it's been fun.
You got
anything planned? I mean, have you thought about doing? Let me ask that. I don't know if anybody's ever asked you. Have you thought about doing reviews yourself, or anything like that?
Well, I should plug my thing, the Daily Prime. I don't know if you ever see the Daily Prime, but the Daily Prime is my little series. I try to post a different Optimus Prime every day of the week. So,
I guess that's on your site. I guess I've never seen it.
Yeah, so I wouldn't call them reviews. Think of it as like a trading card. Like, here's one little thingy that's a collectible, and a little bit of information about it. And I try to take one really nice, good, excellent picture of it. I have a lot of fun with doing the toy photography thing. So it's
I do too, man. I do too.
Engage in that, and so I mean, I got freaking like 1,500 Optimus Primes or something ridiculously crazy here. It's just kind of my way. And then all my other friends who collect stuff and I network with, it's just a fun way of like, hey, look, you bastard, this is that thing you're never gonna find, that Dairy Queen premium toy.
Or the... Nice, man, Dairy Queen. Dude, yeah, I put pictures in my reviews all the time. And
I'm really brain damaged. I'll buy these weird little things like these sippy cup things with the head coming out.
That is weird looking, but that's awesome.
The dimensions are out of control. It really, I almost feel bad for the Transformers fans because maybe like 15 or 20% of the toys are all focused on Optimus Prime. I mean, if you look at any series, you might have 10 or 20 primes when the other characters are getting one, or if any.
The Bayverse, man, you know how many Bayverse primes there are?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying earlier. I'm just looking at that, and it makes my head spin. And for some reason, people love that stuff. There's a lot of stuff I want to buy that is worth a lot of money. I mean, these things are bucks. These studio series, are you seeing them on the aftermarket? It's out of control.
Dude, I don't know how limited this thing is or how scarce it is. I have a Revenge of the Fallen Leader Class Optimus Prime, all clear.
I know what you're talking about. The family.
I have that one. I don't know if it's but I'm never going to open it and try to transform
Buster
it.
Prime one.
Yeah, the Buster Prime. They sold wasn't that a 2-pack with a Jetfire too as well?
Yes, they did that in the Jetfire 2-pack too. That's
a hard one to get.
You get into like different versions. The Kara one without the face mask, and change the stickers. And I'm bad too because I'll buy all the variants and the different colors. And there's some people think I'm nuts, but there's some figures I have 10 or 20 different versions of, especially because they do a Scourge and an Ultra Magnus and now a Shattered Glass.
Seekers, man. I have Seekers everywhere. Just Seekers. They're just everywhere.
Boy.
There
you go. You nothing says I'm more than that. So
was that a candle box? Yes, that was a candle box. Yes, that was. Let's see. There's a question. I'm irritated about FT pre-order selling out so fast. Seems like artificial. Do you agree?
Fan toys? Is he talking about?
Yeah, fan toy pre-order selling out so fast. I mean, I've been lucky. I've gotten all the fans toys because there's so many, online dealers that have them. So, I mean, you have a chance to get them.
Where is he shopping? Is he looking only at like the American guys? Because I think if you really want to get, this is just my experience. If you really want to get in on the third party stuff and get it, you're going to have to start going to Show Z and all of those Chinese guys, which for me have been great. They take a little longer, a few weeks, but man, lately they've been lightning fast.
eBay has. I mean, that's where I'm getting a lot of my the lure stuff that are not sold out or not here yet. I get on eBay, when you can get those and stuff.
Yeah, so. If you can find a good dealer.
Yeah. Exactly. Colin says, best sliders, White Castles or Crystals? Man, I love some Crystals. I'm from the South, so we have Crystals. White Castle is a northern thing. I don't know if y'all even have. Y'all have stuff like that, like the little burgers.
Actually, I grew up on the East Coast, so we.
Okay, so you know what they're. Okay.
I've tried all this. I'd go at White Castle.
They're the same thing. I mean, you can't go wrong with either one of them, to be honest. And everything. Shows these sells fans toys out quickly too. Do they? Okay. I mean, I don't. That's just fans toys. I mean, they know what they have. They know they're going to sell out. And they reissued their Insecticons, and they were going for like twice, 2 or 3 times what they were originally. So that's fans toys. I mean, it does suck, but I mean, luckily I've been able to get, like I said, BBTS, T of Swords, Chosen Prime, Show Z, Terry, everybody has them. So I've always, if I miss one, I'll go to the next one. If I miss that, I'll go to the next one. So, I mean, you just got to be quick on the draw, I guess. I mean, that's all I really can say.
Yeah, it sucks, man. I look at a lot of stuff, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, do I pull the trigger right now? Because if I don't, it's going to be gone.
Yeah, and you're going to have to pay the sales tax or whatever they call it.
It's not just third-party stuff. It seems like everything now, man. It just...
Yeah. That is true. All right. Well, man, it's been about an hour, man. I don't want to take up too much of your time or anything, man. Want to thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I had a great time. I love doing these. I miss doing these. I'm going to start doing them more. Like I said, if anybody wants to come on and do around 30, hit me up slide in my DMs and definitely. And if y'all have not checked out tformers.com, man, y'all need to, man. It's a great site. Really easy to navigate through. I mean, it's a great, it's where I get, when I do about what's new, that's where I get a lot of my information is from BaCon and all that stuff. So definitely go check it out.
Man. I'm glad it helps everybody out.
It is a great time. So thank you so much. And I want to thank everybody for coming in. I want to hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your weekend. All that good stuff. It's going to be cold here down in Arkansas. I know he's already Bacon's already cold. He's got the toboggan on already, so he's cold already. So, but anyway, so I want to say thank y'all so much for stopping by, man. And as always, be good to yourself. Hail Hasbro, all that wonderful stuff, and y'all take care. Okay. Good night, folks. Let me do the end broadcast because it